today with a new video, and in this video I wanted to do a Q&A on feeding and answer some of the questions and comments that you guys put under the videos. I want to start off by saying thank you so much for all the comments, all the love. Ramsey and I really appreciate it, and thank you for subscribing. We have 1,800 subscribers. We started with 6 and now we have 1,800. That's amazing. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for the comments, and thank you for all the well wishes and love. We really appreciate that. Now, in return, I felt like I couldn't answer all the comments and questions, so I decided to go through the comments and pick some out and do a Q&A for you guys. So hopefully I can answer some of the questions that I haven't answered in the video. So, first question. He used to like fruit smoothies, and then one day he just turned from it. Just like how we used to eat some fruits, not a lot. He used to eat bananas, and I can sometimes squeeze in apples. And then one day he just stopped. It's like the texture was bothering him, and he'll see the smoothie, he'll take one sip and he'll put it back down, and he won't touch it again. And if you force him to, which I hate doing, I don't like forcing him to eat or drink anything. I try, and when I see that it's really not going, I just move on to the next thing to supplement it with. But as far as the smoothies go, he doesn't like smoothies. I tried it. I even tried to pass it off as juice. No go. So yeah, I'm still trying to find another way to substitute fruits, because I'm not a big fan of the fruit cups. I really want to do just fruits out of the farmer's market, but you know, we're at that phase where we have to just roll with what we can. I appreciate anything that he eats instead of nothing at all. So he doesn't like smoothies. Sorry, Erin. Yeah, Aaron, that cool like smoothie cup, no go. I finally transitioned from a cup with a straw that's been hunting me for the past 4 years, to finally getting him to drink out of an open cup. I am not stepping backwards on that cup. No, from here on out it's open cup. Not doing another cup with a straw or anything similar. No. So it's strictly open cup. It took me 3 years to get the open cup, Erin. I'm sorry. But yeah, he doesn't like the smoothies. But I'm only working forward. So we've managed to get to open cup. I'm not stepping backwards. So ahead we go. Next question. Oh gosh, Mindy. Bi-weekly is going to kill me, but I'll try to post as often as I can. I'm a full-time mom first. Love my baby, anything for my baby, so I'm mom first. I have a job. I work the overnight shift so that my son could go to therapy during the days. That's the only way he can go to therapy, if I work the overnight shift. And I go to school. So I'm in school, I'm a mom, and I have a job. So you kind of understand where I'm coming from. Half asleep during the day. But Mindy, I'll try my best on the videos, and I'll try to make videos more often. Thanks for the comment, Mindy. Rose. Therapy is expensive everywhere in the world. It doesn't get any cheaper. But the only good thing with the United States is if you have Medicaid, or you have the Katie Beckett Medicaid, where they don't look at your income, it's just for the child, sole purpose of the child medical needs, you can get a lot of help with that. That will eliminate some payments and some copays. So the US is a little easier because of insurance and Medicaid. My son has regular insurance from my job, and he has Medicaid. So what the one doesn't pay, the other ones pay. But my copay for certain therapies that are not covered by Medicaid is $40 per visit. So calculate that by 5 days a week. Yeah. Yeah. So it's expensive everywhere, Rose. But I hope it works out for you and your son, and I hope you find a way to get him the therapy he needs. Rose is also trying to choose between occupational therapy and behavior therapy and speech because he needs all three of it, but she can only afford one. Rose, I will go with ABA, behavior therapy, because I felt like ABA did more for him than speech and OT. It's like they were all three combined in the ABA therapy. He has learned so much since he's been doing ABA. It's just amazing to see the transformation that he made from no communication at all, like none whatsoever. And he's not verbal, so you know where I'm coming from, to going to communicating with a device, communicating with pictures, communicating by taking you to stuff, communicating by bringing stuff to you is awesome. And that's all thanks to ABA. So, Rose, if you had to choose between those three and there's only one you can afford, my money is on ABA. I hope that helps you out. You're right. You are so right, McKenna. He doesn't like rice and vegetables due to the textures. Now, in some videos, you see that I've been putting string beans and mixed vegetables in his mashed potato. Now he doesn't like string beans anymore, so I had to let that go. But I've managed to add another one in. Well, his dad has managed to add another one in. We still make our mashed potato the same way, but we're slowly transitioning to the healthier way that I don't have to use anything out of a can, or I'm on my way to natural foods all the way. So now we're doing cauliflower and bok choy in his mashed potato, and he's been eating it, so we're doing good. But yes, it's because of the texture. It's like you have a phobia for something, like the minute you see it you can start getting goosebumps and stuff. It's kind of the same thing that's happening with their brain. If they taste it or see it or feel it and it doesn't go with them, or they don't like the feeling of it, the texture of it, it sets them off. With us, we can get goosebumps and walk away and be like, oh, no. With them, they can't walk away. They can't be like, oh no. They have a meltdown. That's their form. That's their way of letting you know that that doesn't work with them. So a meltdown, yes, it can be very bad, but it's also their way of expressing themselves because they can't do it verbally. That's how I perceive a meltdown. But that's the whole reason why, McKenna. All right. Thanks for your question. Savari, I know you didn't have a question, but I just wanted to say, tell Ramsey that Ramsey and I said hi. I know your son's name is Ramsey too. I thought that was so awesome. So, hey Zabari and hey Ramsey from Ramsey and I. All right, next question. Catie, it is not easy. Whoever told you that this was easy lied to you. You have good days and you have bad days. The bad days, usually I'll do the good days in the beginning, and once you have a routine or structure going, your good days get more and more and more until he figures it out. But when the bad days come, they come. And when they come, his bad day is your bad day, which means your whole day is just spoiled. But it's worth it in the end because it's for that precious little angel, isn't it? But yes, Catie, it's not easy. I can't really pronounce that handle, but we've tried other version of stampot. Stampot is the mashed potato. It's just the Dutch word for it. It's awesome to see somebody from Holland on here, and they speak Dutch. Woo. Yeah, the thing with the hutspot is the onions. He doesn't like onions. The texture of onions just could spoil the whole meal, which means he won't eat for the rest of the day because he can't trust you with that food. That means you will have to start the mashed potato cycle all over again, which means you're setting yourself back a couple of steps. And I don't want to go through that. So we kind of do it in variations. We leave out the onions, and sometimes we do bok choy now because we've moved on, and dad likes making stamppot too, so he'll do bok choy, and he'll do cauliflower. So we've added two more vegetables because we lost string beans, so we added two more vegetables to the stamppot, or mashed potato as we call it in the US. So not the real hotspot version, but we do the modified version for him, but it's still the same thing. Oh, thanks for the comment. I'm lucky to have him because this whole autism experience taught me patience. The first thing, acceptance. Once you master those two, the rest will just have to fall in line. But yeah, it's not easy. It's a challenge, but it's worth it. It's worth seeing that smile on his face. It's worth seeing the trust he feels for you, and it's worth being his voice. So at the end of the day, it's not easy. It's a challenge. It's a lot of work, and it requires a lot of devotion and patience, but it's worth it. That was my first autism video, Dave. So I was nervous. I'm putting myself out there and I'm putting him out there. And I was trying to make the video where I incorporate everything I do. But after watching the video, I totally agree with you. I was sitting there like, oh my god, he's just doing math. He's like counting like the after effect of it. I was like, but good catching, Dave. That was a good catch. I totally agree with you with that. I watched the video. I was like, he's totally doing math. Good catch on that one, great, Dave. Great comment. Yes, Ramsey's nonverbal. He has a communication device. I think there's a video on his communication device, which he's kind of mastered now. Yeah, he learned how to drive me nuts with it when I refused to give him something that he's not allowed to have. But I need it because I like watching him communicate. But yes, he's nonverbal. Now I had to think long and hard to address your comment. But I know you're coming from a good place. I know you don't mean any disrespect or anything bad by it. Because you're looking out for him in a way. Like if I read the comment like that, it comes off a little in between, but I know you don't mean it like that. I did my research, and trust me, I was all for the whole natural, okay, he's not gonna have this, not gonna have that. Do you know what my son did? He'd rather starve than eat any of that. I wanted to go the whole gluten free way and get him all on natural stuff. I empty my cabinets, my refrigerator to replace with all the good, healthy, natural stuff. He would rather starve than eat any of it. I am not that kind of mom. I would not let my son go through a day not eating because I want to impose this health transition on him. Things go gradually when you have a kid with autism. You learn that structure plays a role in their life, that repetition plays a role in their life, that having one routine is the biggest thing in their life. Because if you alter that routine, alter that structure, or alter it the wrong way, you lose their trust. You lose everything you've built, basically. I'll give you an example. You said juice, get him off juice immediately. He wouldn't even drink water. So if I don't give him the juice, he clamps his mouth shut. You can't get anything in there. He'd rather stay thirsty all day because his dad lost his cup. And it's all about the nipple of the cup. We didn't know where the cup was. I drove to almost 6 Walmarts in Miami on vacation just to find a cup that has the similar mouth or is the same cup so he can drink something for the day. He went without drinking for 6 hours. His lip got crusty. It was a mess. I was panicking. I bought several different cups. He won't even try those. And until we went to one Walmart and found something similar. And he finally drank out of that. And he drank like 3 cups back to back. That's how thirsty he was. But they're diagnosed with autism. That doesn't mean he doesn't have a mind of his own. That doesn't mean he doesn't have a will. It's like when you were growing up. I'm pretty sure there were things you didn't like to eat. And your parents didn't hold you down and force it into your mouth or take the water and chug it down your throat. Like, I'm not that parent. And on top of that, he has autism. His brain is wired differently than yours. It requires patience. We started with him just drinking juice, but guess what? It goes gradually. Then we started with 3/4 juice, 1/4 water. Then we moved on, half juice, half water. Now we're at 3/4 water and 1/4 juice. And that's how you gradually move to water. I can't just move to water. I won't make any progress. I'll just set him back. And he won't trust me with any type of feeding or drinking. I can't do that. But I know where you're coming from. Now, see how we gradually move the juice down? Growing up, I didn't like fish. My grandmother always forced me to eat fish. I would throw up. I would break into hives. Then she finally realized that, no, this is something I just can't stand. So I was allowed to go eat something else whenever she cooked fish. Well, it's kind of the same way with them. He has a meltdown if I give him a texture that doesn't go with him. Because he's sensitive to textures. He's sensitive to certain things. He can stand certain things. And in order to impose those things on him, it has to happen in a gradual manner, different ways. And yes, Nutella. Yes, he eats Nutella sandwich. But gradually now we've moved on to jam and peanut butter mixed together. Like, it takes time. You can't just rip things from under him and then introduce new things just like that. It doesn't work. It has to happen gradually. Feeding therapy took us 6 months to get him to eat all these things you see he's eating. He's learned all of that in feeding therapy. I'm not going backwards. That was a period from hell. That period made me stressful. It made me cry. I was not myself for those 6 months. But the results, you see the results. So do I go back to having him eat 2 things or almost nothing? To eating Nutella and juice and peanut butter and goldfish? Yes, he will eat it until we gradually work our way. So we replace the canned vegetable. You'll be happy to know that we've replaced the canned vegetables and now we're doing bok choy and we're doing cauliflower. So no more canned foods. And the Nutella is slowly being replaced with jam and peanut butter. And our next step is to go to all the way water. Like if I have an empty water bottle, I'll just pour some water in there and give it to him. And sometimes he'll drink it out. So it's a gradual process. I know you don't mean anything by it. I just wanted to explain to you how we get to that. That is my goal. That is my focus. To go more to whole foods. But it just takes time. So thank you guys for the comments and the questions. I only did some today, but I promise to do more Q&A videos as you post the questions and comments. But I just wanted to say I really appreciate the likes, the comments, and thank you for subscribing. Until the next video. Bye.